Good morning and welcome to Helsingborg, Sweden. We overlook the city square and the North Harbour. Just above we find Kärnan, the core, a medieval tower which is the only remaining part of a Danish fortress. A great jumping off point that will guide you to your next destination. And maybe that next stop will be the Olympia rink, where the Gruyère AOP European Curling Championships 2019 takes place this week. For our live coverage game this morning, it will be Scotland playing Sweden in the very last round-robin game. All set for one fantastic morning. For Team Scotland at lead, Michael Goodfellow. Second, Duncan Menzies. At third, Kyle Waddle. And team skip is Ross Patterson. For Team Sweden this morning, at lead, Kristoffer Sundgren. At second, Rasmus Vrano. Playing third, Oskar Eriksson. And team skip for Sweden, Niklas Edin. We see the standings. It is Sweden alone on top with 8 wins, undefeated, and looking to stay perfect in this last game. Italy, Scotland, Switzerland all sitting at 5 wins, closely followed by Denmark, Germany, and Norway at 4. So a lot can happen this morning. It'll be tough to figure out who's going to make it through, but certainly Scotland with a 1 foot in the playoffs. Can they knock off undefeated Sweden to clinch a spot in the Final Four? We'll see the other games out there this morning. It is Germany to play Denmark. England will take on Russia. Norway with a need win on Netherlands, and Italy will play Switzerland as well. The teams have just had their pre-game practice. We've had the draw shot challenge. Sweden coming out on top. They will have hammer, meaning Scotland will get us started here in the first end. I'm Sandra Olvag, joined by Olympic champion Rona Howie. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Sandra. Exciting session ahead.
Well, certainly a clash of two curling greats. Both Sweden and Scotland with an impressive pedigree. In most championships, especially so at the European Championships. Michael Goodfellow here, lead for Scotland. We'll get this thing going.
2.5 feet, go to the line, line's good. 2.5 feet, line's good. 2.5 feet, line's good. Line's good. Over curling a wee bit. Line's good. Line's good. Line's good. Nice, Mikey. Good.
We'll get right into it here with the centre guard. Sweden will come around. Kristoffer Sundgren, the trusty lead for this Swedish team.
So
you see that red stone sit in the free guard zone. It is a 5-stone free guard zone in play. Sweden not allowed to make a play on it. Also, both teams will have 38 minutes of thinking time to play this game. They're required to play 6 ends minimum, but we're definitely hoping this will go to 10 or even 11. Of course, one 60-second timeout as well for the teams if they would like to use it at some point during the game.
Tom 12. That's okay. Right on it. Right on it. Line. Whoa, whoa, wait only. Right on it. Wait only. Line's good. Line. Hard line. Hard line now. Hard line.
This game certainly has its implications.
Hard line. Hard line.
It certainly does. Sweden know they have qualified in top position. So do they come in with a different mindset? I don't think so. They want to win this game. Scotland, they're sitting in the pile. Right now there's 6 teams fighting for 3 places. So this last session today is going to be quite exciting.
Bra linje också. Känns där just nu. Fara fart. Inte helt, men den kommer ner. Helt okej. Helt okej. Behöver gå, behöver gå.
A different approach to this game for Sweden. Either you just play your normal game, just try and win it like you've done with every other game this week and bring that feeling into the playoffs. And you might see a Sweden a bit more relaxed and maybe just wanting to play a really aggressive game and have a bit of fun.
Yeah, and also they'll want to see how Scotland are playing. These two teams could meet later on in medal games, and it's a good chance for Sweden just to see.
Duncan Menzies for Scotland. Could be a lethal combo with a Sweden that doesn't really have much to lose and just looking to play an aggressive game. He did come around the centre guard, so nothing too crazy yet. It might just be business as usual.
I would think so. I think they'll be approaching this game the same as all other 8 in the round robin.
They could have put their alternate player in, Daniel Magnusson. They felt like resting one of the players.
Obviously the players are fighting fit and all good at the moment.
Did ask Nicholas if there's any injuries the other day. He said he didn't want to jinx it, but so far team's feeling fit. Both Rasmus Vrano here, the second, and the skip having their issues in the past, but looking pretty strong, both on and off the ice. Well, just peel the top guard.
Which one are we guarding? Okay, I don't mind an inch more then.
Scotland just looking to replace the guard.
Kyle Stone. 2. Kyle. Still Kyle. Hard Kyle. Hard Kyle. 1.5. He's good. Hard Kyle. Hard Kyle. Hard Kyle. Oh. Get. Oh. Good.
Yep, good position.
Yeah.
Because you know this man that's about to play, if you put your guards too close together, they won't be there for long. So you need to have that separation.
Was a skip at junior level, Rasmus Vrano, but he's always been pretty accurate at the up weights. So for Edin, he's been the perfect second. Not only a strong sweeper, and playing the high hard ones. He's able to offer some tactical input, good with angles. It's a team of 4 players really know what they're doing.
Yeah, definitely do. Great communication between them at all times.
It's a somewhat new team for Scotland. Kyle Waddle at third.
He's just trying to come through the gap, but this is really over-curling. Catching the top guard.
Actually going to promote this yellow for Sweden. That is not a great result. Just a bit fresh, says Waddle. That will tend to happen. A lot of focus drawing to the button for hammer in the pre-game practice, and that's coming home. We're now playing away, and then you're coming a bit inside the draw path, closer to the center line. Might catch a fresh pebble and take some of the weight off of it. No curl earlier.
De kan inte dra där om vi tar bort den i alla fall, och lappar vi bara ner den. Kör den upp! 10-0! Okej. 10-0. Nästan normal förresten, ganska lång vikt. Ja, normal då. Jag gillar fis.
We'll have our first look at Oskar Eriksson.
Vi tar köla en del här faktiskt. Ja.
Nicknamed the professor at a young age for his tactical mind. On his team is mostly known as Ogge. Of course, he skipped a very young team to the World Championship final in Beijing 2014. Just then to join forces with Edin the next season. And then they've been fairly successful ever since then.
Yeah, even just roll under the guard. Roll under the guard. Yeah. Yeah. Hot.
Hit and roll onto the wings. So some yellows accumulating.
Yeah, Scotland now realise too many yellows in here. We don't have last stone. If they could get a hit and roll in behind this centre guard, out and count the one in the wing. Just rolled too far. Has it left a double now for Sweden? Yep, they can see enough.
Men 7 sen och tunn halv ganska bra, då får vi den. Ja. Vilken luft har du typ? Ja, precis hela dynan där.
Catches the guard. And his own on the wing. Scotland out of trouble after that shot.
Yeah, double to line 3, and all of a sudden.
Oscar maybe just a little bit tight on the broom there, and perhaps also catching a little bit of fresh pebble, like we saw Kyle Waddle do. Just when the pebble's not fully broken down, has a little bit of bite to it, and you get a bit more curl on those upweight shots.
I like group on yours. One's probably a bit better. Oh, yeah, like yours.
Sure, Kyle Waddle is relieved.
But a great chance now. Scotland to lie 3.
Yeah, momentum really going back and forth in this first end. Ross Patterson, skip of Scotland. Try and make the short run back here in lie 3. And we'll make it pretty perfect.
Yeah, really nice. So at this stage, Sweden are looking. Are we going to get our 2, or are we going to have to try and blank this? I think you'll see Nicholas trying to at least remove 2 counters here.
Där känns det som den lättaste dubbeln, men ja. Sätta den dubbeln. Då kommer man köpa den för 1 ändå, känns som. Jag kan tänka mig den eller den dubbeln, men vill du frysa så, men ja, men vi testar den här då. Det var en så 40. Ja, lite 40, då kommer vi nog spinna upp en del, tror jag. Tredjedel tror jag stickar. Ja. Skulle kunna lira frysen också för att få han att skjuta ner kanske på 0, men det känns lite känsligt. Komma kort då är det dyrt. Ja. För den här turneringen. Ja. Det är nog klara en del där. Ja. Och lite färsk.
Niklas Hedin, skip of Sweden, 6-time European champion. Looking for the double here. And will make it. And that is pretty perfect. I was hoping to maybe just roll half behind that red to make it tough for Scotland to lie 2. Just rolls a tad too far. Still, Patterson will need to be pretty accurate with this one.
And I don't want to leave an easy double for a blank end either. Ross would like to lie 2 and force Nicholas to take 1 here.
Let's take a look over. Just next door, it is Norway playing Netherlands.
Norway line 2. Walter Gusken's having to come up with a draw at the first end, facing 2. Just needs to be in the 8 foot.
Also take note that Ross Patterson will make the hit and stick, but Sweden might attempt the blank here in the first end.
Sweepers seem quite happy with this. No problem for Netherlands.
So one point for the Dutch in the first end. They lead Norway. Sweden's made up their mind. And as you said, Rona, didn't want to leave a double for the blank. It's a big call, but you can definitely make the double here with big weight, try and spin the shooter up and out for the blank. Edin gets 1 and 2, will roll up and out. What a blank. And what a first end. Had pretty much everything. Really good shot by the skip to bail Sweden out. They will keep the last stone advantage.
Ja, ganska mycket färsk curl liksom i mitten där.
Ja, jag tror jag kallar mer övertaget på den här banan. Känns så.
That's starting to call now. It's curling. 15-9. That's good throw, Mike. Good judge. Nice, Mikey. Good throw.
Okay.
Second end underway, Scotland, Sweden. Blank first end. A first end that could have been really 2 or 3 points for Sweden. A steal.
Bra linje.
A force. In the end, a double and roll out for the blank by Edin.
Kommer fint. Alla har den.
Sundgren will come around the center guard. So rarely do we see this guy slip behind the tee line.
Great control is first class.
Of course, trusting his sweepers as well.
Oh, sorry, it was Ross, wasn't it? That was pretty cool. Okay.
Just that communication too. Just you and the hack with your sweepers, you agree what the speed's going to be. You throw the right speed and
Top 12.
sweepers control it there.
12 foot is fine. Top 12. 12 foot is fine. Line's okay. Yep, top 12. Small bounce. Right to the room. Yep, line. Small bounce. Goal line. Go to goal line. Go to goal line.
Yep, Michael Goodfellow. Also a very experienced lead. So I think this will be an interesting game with the battle of the leads setting up the end.
Ja, eller dra kanten. Halva upp.
Jag tror det. En fot emellan dem.
Prova här då. Typ samma. Ja, mer fart men samma spår.
We'll see this setup.
Ja, jag skulle nog också tro lite.
Sweden coming around but sitting quite high in the house. And when the freeze is made, there's a lot of room to just draw the wing to lie to.
82 kan hålla igång. Kommer aldrig vara för lång.
I'm not a big chess player, but similarities there. They have pretty standard openings, but after that, anything can happen, really. There's some familiar patterns, and I do think teams have started to look at what openings to ends work best for them.
I think you might need normal.
They probably have done that for a long time, but that's becoming a bigger part of the game, the analytics.
Yeah, definitely. You can learn so much from trends. And with the new 5 rock free guard zone rule, there's an awful lot of data being gathered on that. And teams learning all the time.
So Scotland will play the hit here, try and roll in behind cover. Won't make the roll, so Sweden will try and roll back. This will be this classic cat and mouse game. Who makes the first mistake? Or if Scotland makes a good roll, it will change the end as well. A bit of a patience game. Sweden quite happy to keep this going. They'll be scoring 2 if this continues throughout the whole end. But they can't roll too far. Scotland might come around, but excellent control here. Those are tough to make.
They are. You didn't roll too far. Great stone placement. As you say, this is now just a game of cat and mouse.
I mean, it looks easy, but we're only talking an inch or 2 in terms of if you make a shot or not here. Duncan Menzies, again, if that curls a centimetre or 2 more, that is fully buried. And the same for Drama. Same margins. Would love to roll back to the wing here. And will. Wow,
Just precision.
So good. Of course, we can put the broom in the same place and have your player throw the same weight, same throw, same everything. It's fairly predictable, but it's the skill to do it that's impressive.
Absolutely, and what weight do you play?
See, they're playing a pretty controlled way, trying to bring the sweepers into it. And this time from Kyle Waddle will make a beautiful roll. Fully buried in behind those top rocks. Fredrik Lindberg having a look around. Former teammate of Edin, now coach.
Yeah, really nice hit and roll there from Kyle. So instead of it just being a hit out for a very simple 2 for Sweden, now it's a lot more complicated.
Here's Ian Tetley, 3-time world champion for Canada.
76.
So both coaches, world champions of curling. I'm sure that experience will help.
Yeah, definitely.
A bit wide here from Eriksson. That is his out turn, coming out from the left-handed hack. Slightly harder to bury. Will usually run a bit straighter.
That's not there, is it? Feel now, we run the guard. Feel now, we run. If you run, you get the double. You like this? Are you like, did we get the double? Very close. It looks like it's just going straight to it, Kyle. Looks like it's coming straight to it. Okay, if you like the freeze, I like it. Who's that? Is it one? T1? Yeah,
Thought about running the guard back. Patterson thinking
Wade's close.
I wasn't angled up to get both yellows out, so playing the freeze instead here.
Wade's perfect. Line. Whoa. Wade on Wade. Good. Wade's perfect. Line. Line.
Speaking of precision,
Right on it. Small tap.
needs to be fairly accurate as well. Can do a lot with the sweeping here though for Wade. And that's pretty good there.
Yeah, really nice. Gets to the inside.
That's about as much elation you'll see from Waddle.
I was just coming straight to the nose, I think, Kyle.
Don't think he'll celebrate before he's actually won the game.
Ja. Vilka is vill du ha?
It's good to have some intensity on the ice.
86.
Bra start. Kan hålla igång lite linje. Lite kort. Gärna linje. Gärna linje. Bra fart. Bara fart. Bra linje nu. Bra linje nu.
Bak 4.
This time Oscar
Liten dutt.
coming around on his intern.
Se inte så hårt ut. Trippas. Ja, ja.
Just slipping a bit deep.
Nice.
Mycket bra.
Pretty happy with it.
Sweden lie 2. However, that is back tee. A nice pocket for Ross to sit in.
Let's take a look on over. Italy playing Switzerland. It is Switzerland, I believe, drawing for 2 here.
Yeah, Yannick Schwaller lying 1.
Needs closer. Needs
Needs
closer.
to bite the paint. He's looking a bit worried, but his sweepers seem quite happy.
Just nursing this one in for the score of 2. Big game for both teams here. Italy, Switzerland. Swiss leading by 1.
Max. Line. Max.
And Sweden probably had to come that deep, not to allow the slash double on the outside red, but also allowing Scotland to come right on top.
Yeah, great shot.
Not a lot of room for Sweden here. A team that's looking to score 2 points.
Komma dit. Ja. Kan ju tappa lite grann om man på samma linje. Ja.
There's just enough room to get on top.
Jag hade ingen hugg på
For
den
shots though, and you
förra,
see
men
the pin just dead center of the house.
nästan tiddragningsrätt ändå. 13-6. Ja.
Yep,
Nästan
not a lot of room for error
Han
here.
tappar ju lite grann. De går på slutet och får tap på den. Bak 4, 13-6.
Ja, 14-0.
Om något. Jag tror att den här är lite lättare än koran.
Yes.
Again, just telling front end that the rock in hand might just be a tiny bit quicker than the other one. They'll have their 5th man, Daniel Magnusson, and coach Fredrik Lindberg, out in evening practice, trying to match rocks and see if there's any anomalies. Usually not too much. You might find just a tiny bit. This one will slide deep. And that is a mistake by Hedin.
You probably just want to be that side of the nose, eh? If your tee, just throw tee line weight. Top button weight's perfect. Mikey, what do you think? 3 feet off?
So a really good opportunity here for Scotland to come in. He's right on top, lie 2, and really leave nothing for Sweden.
This is why Scotland put the centre guard up in the first place. Get all the play around the forefoot and really close down the scoring area for Sweden. If this play was in around the corner guard, centre would be open, Sweden could just draw for the run. But Patterson, he puts this rock right in there, in the nest. I'm not sure if Sweden can score at all. So that's always the risky run playing around the centre. But Sweden's done that to great success all week. But here they might be put in some trouble.
It was that great hit and roll from Kyle that set this up.
It certainly was. Get a little bit of a nudge off the yellow. Onto the button. Well,
That ran so much
Scotland
better.
lies 2.
That was a good throw. I just ran so
Sweden
much
might
better.
just look for a way to cut them down to 1.
I just ran better.
Really good end by Scotland. Remember, first a great roll, but then also the great freeze by Waddle. And then Patterson coming on right on top. Just 4 really good shots by the Scots. And Sweden didn't really make too many mistakes either, except Nicholas's first. Certainly needed to be there. We'll play the high hard one here to try and kill one of the Reds. And that's exactly what he'll do here. So the steal of 1 for Scotland. They'll be the first team up on the scoreboard. Sweden certainly having a little bit to think about here after 2 ends of play in Helsingborg.
Doing the first one. Aye, good then, boys. That's really good placement. Keeping the same. Tight again.
That's my second
Definitely
one.
tight.
Just at the end, just the runs okay, and then it's.
I like tight.
It's a hair slow.
Yeah, tight again, yeah. I don't think it's not far away.
I think it's a few feet slow.
Yeah.
Showed up more in practice. Probably the highest line yet. Line's getting better. Yep, no, just the middle. Really good now. It's good now. Good judge. Nice, Mike.
Scotland play that second end to great success. So why not start the same way through a centre guard? Only difference now is Sweden will be looking to change up their tactic a bit here.
Yeah, they came around the last time. So they're now looking to put up the corner guard. Try and get a 2 back here.
Nice. Good throw. 8 feet. 8 feet, yeah.
What was that, hand distance?
That was 25. That's a good 1. 5-1.
Michael Goodfellow coming around that centre guard.
Line's good.
Line looks
Fighting
okay
for.
just now.
Line's good. Line. Hard line. Hard line. Fighting for.
Oh, line's
good.
fine.
Let it stop it here.
Let's set, I
Might
think.
over curl if anything.
And we have a look over.
Go on, Mikey.
Sheet D,
Nasty one.
Netherlands versus Netherlands.
well, man.
Netherlands 1 up. Thomas Ulsrud facing 2
Quasi. Tanto così.
Netherlands counters, going for the double. Got 1, 2, no problem.
Lite tight. Lite tight. Lite tight. Tight. Liten ut. Bra linje. Bra linje.
So a great score of 2 for Norway. They lead 2-1 after 2.
You like that?
Christopher Sundgren just bouncing off.
Too much, they hit and roll away.
See that one?
You almost play a tap.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you can tap this through. Yeah, you can tap this through.
It's very tight past the guard.
Okay.
Little signs of feet,
So-
he's always hitting his yellow.
See
I
how
like just
this?
tapping that a couple feet and just get under.
Yep. Tap.
Yep.
Just saying it's too tight past the guard to play in the yellow. Just come in and bring another red in. Tap their own up a bit. Because they know Sweden can use that yellow to tap up.
Top 4. Top 8. Top 8. Guard. Line's okay. Line's good. Top 8. You're playing for freeze. There's freeze. Yeah, we can freeze the yellow. Okay, right. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Just get past.
Yep. Hard.
It's a bit lighter than they'd wanted, so just trying to make the best of this.
Wait, good judge, boys. Okay. 14-9. I got you 15. Yep. Maybe they know hard deposit.
Full Lotta.
Och så komma in sidan då.
14-8 band
Just
där.
coming up a wee bit shorter. Just giving Rasmus Rana the chance to get in and freeze a shot.
Innen är bra.
Helt okej fart.
Hänger lite om något.
Ta lugnt, hänger!
Bra fart.
Ja,
Topp
väldigt
8.
vid, väldigt vid. Går det runda?
Nej.
Precis lika lång som röd. Alltid krippas, alltid krippas. Lite hård fortfarande. Hårt som 2. Sorry.
Just didn't curl as much at the end as they had hoped for. Wanted to actually be on the nose of that.
Barrier.
Still good there.
Like this one to here, that's okay.
Yeah. Okay.
You got enough for barrier?
Yeah, I've got enough, but... Yeah.
I don't mind hack, it's just
Yeah,
if you
let's
nick
go.
this one, barrier's better.
Yeah,
Barrier then.
Playing barrier. Playing barrier. Okay.
What is barrier weight?
So barrier weight just means that the stone's got enough weight to reach the barrier.
Which is
So you'll see hack weight or barrier weight or back ring weight, and it's just enough weight to get to there.
it's about what they would call board weight.
Board or
Canada.
barrier, yes.
Yes.
Hard.
Just doesn't curl enough for Menzies. Put a finger in the air, indicating it might have been overthrown a bit.
Jag tror det.
Manne! Ja, vi kör det.
10.
10. Ja. Alltså, bara tryck.
In.
Bra fart.
Japp!
Upp. Wow. Oh, oh.
Wow!
Wow.
Ja, lite hård. Okej.
And that's completely the wrong side. Rasmus Rana put that on.
Riktigt rakt där alltså.
Just wide the whole way and no recovery.
Back 4.
Ändå alltså.
Ja.
Känns som en...
Feel that one.
Yeah, like that.
Ja, det ser inte ut att hända någonting i finishen på. Håller med.
We only. T on. T. Rim. Line's nice. Line's okay. T. Line's nice. High. Rim. High.
So these guards are, and the ones in the ring, just top 12, can use them as guards.
Back 4.
Come around.
Even here's okay. Even here's okay. Yep. Oh, good.
Really nicely placed by Kyle Waddle.
15-7. I like that there. I had to get over curl. Had to get over curl.
Den som har dra här. Ja.
Skritt på bra där.
Tredjedel inne på fyrfoten den där. Ja. Den hängde ganska länge. Vad tror du om det här? Okay.
So Oscar Eriksson just being asked to follow that in.
In är det bra.
Okej.
Linjen är bra. Känns som vi behöver gå. Bra linje. Topp 8. Ja, kör nu. Kör. Behöver tight.
This one
12.
looking a wee bit shy of weight here. Sweeper's trying to get it there as far. But comes up short.
Tempting. I
So
think if we come,
2 errors in a row from
that's an easy
Sweden.
run for him, is it? Yeah. Right in the nose. I think that's the only 2 shots, Kels, either half round or straight back. Okay, if you like the straight back, let's play it then. If you like it, we'll play it. Okay. Let's go through down here. Out turn. Out turn. Out turn.
So the angle of that yellow onto the back red, too tight for Kyle to play on that. So just going to run the red back onto the yellow. And they could also clip red onto red and push the other yellow out.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yep, whoa, whoa, whoa. Yep, whoa, whoa, whoa. Never. Whoa, whoa, left. Girl. Wait.
Very nearly perfect. He's unlucky, he didn't catch enough of that red to push the yellow back. So it just spun the yellow to the forefoot. But Scotland still lie 1.
Jag tror man vill försöka komma ner och tappa den lite ändå. Så det ligger 2. Är den lös så kan vi ta den här upp också, men jag tror en liten tapp på den. 2 centi räcker. Okej, vill vi ligga kvar där? Nej, det bästa skulle vara om man kan få lite, men vi vill inte rulla längre än den, för den kommer vara helt loss där. Ja,
Precis. Alltså beroende på
hur... Gillar bis. Okej.
So Oscar could come in and just tap that back a fraction and lie 2. The only problem is leaving a backing for Ross. Freeze on.
Gärna gå för fart. Japp. Japp, Kärnet, båda. Hårt, ligger bra nu, bara kör. Håll lite vikt där också, kom igen. Fortsätt på gul.
So plays it nicely. There is now backing there for Ross to use.
Some young Swedish fans in for this morning.
Oh, lots of Swedish fans in. All waving their flags.
12.
There's some friendly banter going across the arena between Swedish and Scottish fans.
Hard for noise. Hard. Really gotta go. Okay. Is that here form?
So do lie shot.
Yeah. Hard for noise. Hard. Really gotta go.
Okay. Men det hänger, mitt 8 där har det hängt lite. Kika dit så kan vi få en touch på den också så har han mindre att stanna med. 11. Ja.
Let's jump on over to Italy, Switzerland.
Italy lying 1, top of the forefoot. Chance for Joe Returnaz to score 2. It's a big game for both these teams today. Trying to work it hard, need to nibble the forefoot. Is it enough? Definite one, but is it two? They're having a good look. And it was a two. So just got in enough. Oh no, Italy have changed. It's only a one. The umpire said two, Italy are now saying one.
Right, so that is a tied game then after that confusion. As we saw, Sweden also making a really good hit. Just in right on the button, half buried.
13-8, 14.
Scotland looking to freeze right onto it. And again, just close that scoring area for Sweden, just like we saw in the second end. Scotland actually stole one. Here they'll be happy to just give up the one.
Yeah, very good result for Scotland.
Top four just down. Yep. We only. Room.
Just don't want to bounce off of this.
Wade's good.
Needs the curl.
Wade's perfect. Wade's perfect.
Coming now, line's looking good. Wade's looking good. This should be close. And we'll just bounce a tiny bit, maybe too much. Does Sweden have a chance to just pick that clean through the whole of the yellows for two?
They do have the room. These are the shots Nicholas Edin loves to play. Can't see much of it though. I know you don't need to see much to clip it out, but it's very tight past the front one. Yeah, he's even saying that. Not a lot of room.
Kan ju dra, det kan få två på dra också. Men
fast det är nästan lika stor risk att tappa in röd.
Frågan om den går för 3. Tror du den kan gå för 3? Med någon sån här fart.
tappar vi en etta så gör vi det.
Ja, det går för 3.
Well, having a second look here, if they can actually just push that red through and keep the shooter for 3, so Oscar
kan träffa en tjock tredjedel för att 40% som missar
giving Nicholas that option. He comes back down to have a look.
Nästan bajs linan. Träffat där för att få ut en.
Sweden are lying one at the moment, so there's no danger.
Kommer ju komma in lite i den. Det är bara ett alternativ om det känns lite risky också om man ska spela en clearing. Och det är väldigt nära att du kan göra
lite att träffa på, men minsta lilla mycket curl där, då tar den ju bara tvärstopp med sån fart liksom.
Kolla vart den ligger, så är det kanske inte så lätt att ta så tjockt. Men typ
smiter jag så tar jag halvträff, då blir nog den där
bara kvar.
clearingen
då? Känns som det är de två alternativen jag har.
Alltså tappen känns som samma risk att tappa stulen ändå, så att jag smiter förbi den och räcker den farten. Jag tror clearingen då.
The thinking is, you play peel, you miss the red, you catch your own, you give up a steal of 1. But Nicholas thinking that playing the soft weight, you still run the risk because if you just get by the red top 12, you might curl too much and actually just tap the red onto the yellow. So I feel like the risk reward here is about the same, although you could potentially score 3 with the softer shot. I think Nicholas just liking the peel weight here. Just throw a bullet. Usually pretty accurate with this. Looking to just pick it clean, and there you go. Score of 2 for Sweden.
Wow, that's the way to do it.
Just a laser precision from the Swedish skip. Just past the top red, picks that one clean. 2-1 for Sweden.
Den finns nog där för 3, men
Ja. Ja, men det var bra. Jag behövde tänka lite hur jag skulle spela den också. Så. Ja, bra. De lirar ju bra på sina dragningar och frysen och sånt.
de lägger cornern vidare topp 4 va? Kanske. Jag tror det. Topp 4 är bra. Någon annars kanske.
98. Ganska bra med giv. Känns
Linje lite.
Känns där nästan.
Lite vid. Bra linje.
Ja, lite vid fortfarande.
Bra linje.
Bra linje. Bra linje.
Some great curling displayed here so far through 3 ends. It is Scotland playing Sweden here at the Gruyère AOP European Curling Championships 2019. I'm Sander Olvag, joined by Rona Howie. We haven't been disappointed so far, I must say.
Absolutely not. 3 ends of tremendous curling. And I'm sure we're going to see 7 more.
Line's okay.
See, the first end was blanked, but even that end had some fireworks. Sweden making a double and roll out for the blank, so lots of fun so far.
Yeah, there's so much at stake in this last round robin game for all these teams out here this morning.
Sweden leading 2-1.
Haken nära.
This will be the first time Scotland has the last one advantage in the game. To the blanken first, they stole 1. Sweden now scoring 2. They'll be quite happy to have scored 2 before giving away that last one advantage.
3 seconds, you think?
Yeah, 3, 4, 5, I think.
Really good numbers for Michael Goodfellow. Such a steady lead.
Line! Get over it, line, hard line! Gotta go! Hard!
This one really pulling. Can they get it past?
It was good, Mikey.
Yeah, it was close.
Yeah.
Take a look at the first end. No ordinary blank here. Momentum really went back and forth before Edin was to throw. Scotland lying 3. He makes 1 double, and on his last stone, the audacious double and roll out for the blank. Well, you certainly can't leave shots like that for him.
It just makes it look so easy. So accurate with these upweight shots. So with Michael just coming up short, allows Sweden just to put out the longer guard.
Turn to me.
So Scotland now have to open things up.
Hard, mate. Hard. Whoa. Yep.
Wow.
Pinball.
Got some granite moving here, Menzies.
Yeah, really good result. Moves 2 guards, takes the ones off the forefoot. Out to the wing. So really good result. He's left 1 guard, but it's very high. So even Sweden coming around would be hugely beneficial.
10 bak 4.
Okej, då vill vi nog lägga den bak 4. Trippa. Försöka vara gömd fortfarande, men få den ner lite bakom 10 i alla fall.
So looking for that top 12 to use it as a guard. Just coming a wee bit deep.
Yes, turn. Don't mind. Whatever you like. We know it better. Okay.
So
One ahead.
double chance here for Duncan Menzies.
Normal peel. Oh, we hitting half stone. Yeah, half's good. Okay. Yep. Yes. Hard. Yes. Gotta go. Hard. Hard. Gotta go.
Nicks the back one. Doesn't remove it.
Jordens fingeravtryck där också.
Just caught it too thin.
Ganska mycket given då. Ja, 22 faktiskt.
Så Lotta ner i yet här. Bra linje. Linjen är fin. Den lös ut. Kom igen, kom igen, kom igen.
All working this hard to try and get it in the rings. Just comes up short. So a chance now for Scotland to get a hit and roll. They have got a corner they can go behind. Or they've got the centre.
Well, you do put up the corner guard there to use it.
Waist nice. 10.5. Yep.
The only problem is to get the perfect roll behind the corner. There is a double centre guard for Sweden to use.
Over curling here, Kyle Waddle. By quite a lot. Doesn't even make contact with Io.
What do you call that, Mickey? Out 10-4, 60. It was perfect weight. Get out! Hard! Really got to go for a
Seems
piece.
the whole team's a bit surprised there.
I just made bananas.
It was just a hack weight he played. I don't know if that's the ice.
Said the weight was perfect. I'm not sure if they were just being nice. But heard Ross Patton say that just went bananas. So just curled more than they were expecting, I think.
Bra linje, perfekt linje. Håll igång, håll igång. En lite kort ut, kom igen. Japp. Linje också, håll igång. Ut och sacka, järnet.
It's always a bad feeling as a player if you feel like you throw the right weight and throw it nicely and the shot doesn't come off.
But another reprieve for Scotland. Sweden just coming up a bit short there.
Let's see there, straight round, top 4. Yeah, just got to be careful, don't leave a double off his own. Okay, play, roll your
Oscar
gut,
struggled a wee bit with both of his draws here.
You want to keep the same turn? Weight was spot on, it was 10-4 last time.
So a chance now for Kyle to get that hit and roll.
Close. Yep. Waist some off. Waist some off. 10.5. Whoa. Yep. 10.5. Hard. Big roll. Great.
So just sits in the open, doesn't get the roll either way.
Kanske håller upp den lite grann bara. Men vilka hit är det nice också, men ja. Jag försöker rulla mitt bakom där. Ja. Som det är lite segare på den sidan. Håll upp den lite, men en 10.
Could go through this week undefeated Sweden. Niklas Edin has done that once before. That was in 2014.
Som typ är det här spåret. Ja. Borde vara okej.
We take a look at Germany playing Denmark. Tied game here. Mark Muskatowicz with last draw.
And a chance to score two.
Yep.
It's an open hit. Got a second counter biting the wing. And no problem. Two on the board.
So, a 4-2 lead for the Germans.
Both those teams on 4 wins right now, so crucial game for both of them. They both want that win.
Really good shot by Edin. Gets in behind. He's the first person to go undefeated through a European since 2000. Marko Ussa-Paloniemi did it for Finland.
Okay.
I believe would be only the third skip to ever go undefeated twice at Europeans.
The same for the last time.
Tammy McMillan being one. and Jörg Tanner for Switzerland. The only difference is there were fewer games back then. You might argue it's a bigger feat,
Close. Top 4.
especially seeing how the
Top 4.
general level of the competition is so high nowadays. There's no pushovers. Now we've seen that Scotland lost to Russia. They're at the bottom of the standings. Only good teams are left in the competition, and a couple of really good ones in the B group also knocking on the door.
Det också känns som att han har sett min så kommer han nog sätta den. Så länge jag inte får lite in, men det är ju för riskabelt liksom.
Yep, the B group
Jag tror vi spelar lite.
has been running next door all week as well.
Kan vi typ spela en 8 eller en 7 och ändå liksom bara
So
spela
there's
på
10
det där.
men
Och ser
and
man
10
hellre
ladies in the A group, and then the B group
Okej.
has also got 10 women's team and 16 men's teams.
Då hade vi så för att vicka inåt. Längd is, säger han. Lite mer.
Håll en kvast nere.
Lite mer. Det är bra. Det där ska aldrig vara
It's
tjapp i
also
alla fall.
great for the teams in the B division to be coming through and watching games next door.
Ja, bara klippa den är fine. Kan bli kvar på fyrfotskant så är det lite äcklig i dragningen då.
You can aspire to qualifying out the B to get up to the A.
Ja. Flisa mindre bara. Ja.
3 of the gold medals for Dean. They only lost 1 game, so it's been usually pretty dominant. Only a couple of times they've missed the playoffs. Doesn't get the inside rule. So leaves an open hit for the single for Ross Batterson. Should be fairly straightforward. But did miss a very similar shot to Switzerland yesterday. Facing 3. Just came up a bit wide, rolled off, left a steal of 2, and that was pretty crucial. I was on the out turn, playing the in here. So even though it's a simple shot, a half mistake here could be a bit disastrous. Obviously the team prefer not having Ross play these shots time and time again. Well, if you're going to win the title, you're going to have to make these shots. Big sweep on this one. Trying to hold the line. Will roll. How far does it roll? Not too far. Able to hold that for the skipper. And that is 1 for Scotland.
I don't feel like it. You think I did?
No replay of yesterday. And this game is tied after 4 ends.
Nicholas is really putting his up the line there. I think that's definitely our biting a wee bit towards
that was high and nose, and then all of a sudden just moving.
I thought I put it good. I think it's just Nicholas when he's in that line, even he's in and he's just putting it right back. It's coming down really late. Right. I thought Nicholas was super tight in his.
Nice.
På håret att han höll den där racken.
Ja, den såg ut att curla över ett tag faktiskt.
De gjorde det också.
Ja.
2 millimeter i träffen kanske. Nog. Bra spel.
Ja, bra.
Line's good. 3. 2.5 feet. It looks like it's chewing. Yeah, it's 2.5. Curl in. Love that curl. Line's 3. It's 3. Sorry, line's fine. 15-6. Good. Good throw, man. Good judge.
Good.
Nice, Mikey. Good throw.
It was a cutter there. I don't know what it's back. It's like
Tied game between Scotland and Sweden.
92.
see it's pretty friendly out there. Some interesting comments that especially Ross was making after the previous end, comparing his throws to Edin's, saying it seemed like he was getting a bit more curl than Nicholas. That Nicholas was maybe throwing them all more inside to out, a bit more of a pop, and they'll be running straighter fit and having a late finish.
Yeah, and that's where all the players have got different releases. So it's just making sure you ice accordingly for how players release. The thing is, not everybody's going to do it the same way, so it's making sure that whatever you do consistently, so that the skip can read the ice.
Close. 8.5 now.
I think you've seen that more and more in recent years.
Never off, Kyle.
Not necessarily sliding straight at the broom with a clean release. A lot of players will slide almost a little bit tight on the broom and then feed it out towards the broom.
And that's okay to angle back, but if you catch a straight piece of ice, there's absolutely no recovery on it.
It's almost like the ice makers have been making more and more swingy ice over the years, but then the players are throwing them more and more positive.
Yeah, definitely. A lot more positive releases now. More rotation.
Italy playing Switzerland. Tied game. Yannick Schwaller looking for a big shot here, running, I think, 2 guards back.
Yeah, a lot of stones gathered in the 4 foot.
Does not come off for him.
Italy lying 1 and having a look to see who's second shot. This could be a really big steal for Italy.
Simona Gonin having a very thorough look. Just one, he says.
1 red.
So Italy lead Switzerland 3-2.
Yeah, both those teams on 5 wins. They're the same as Scotland right now.
Ho capito.
So Rasmus Rana trying to take the guard and the one out the house. Perfect. That clears everything. And Sweden now looking good for the blank. Going into the 5th time break.
Yeah, would love to carry the last stone.
Halfway. Easy, it fell there.
Not sure if Scotland can really do much about it. We're going to have to hope for a rare miss.
Line's okay, head high.
It was Scotland to win the European Championships last year. A different team though. Bruce Mowat, their debut, won the title. I'll just confirm it was just the one for Italy. Great steal. Nicholas Edin had won 4 straight titles before losing to Bruce Mowat in the final last year. Well, someone had to stop him.
It was an awesome final, though both teams played so well, it could have gone either way.
1.5.
So Scotland might go back to back if Patterson
2.5. Head high.
could clinch it this week. Last time Scotland did that was 07-08, David Murdoch.
15-3.
Of course, that second title was won in Sweden, in Örnsköldsvik, after a pretty exciting final against Norway. I went to an extra end. And do you know who's from Örnsköldsvik? Nicholas Edin.
That's good. I looked over a lesson to put it hand, but
Yeah, he was disappointed not to have qualified for the Europeans back then,
he's good.
to play in his hometown.
2.5.
but made it the next year, and of course won his first title in 2009 in Aberdeen.
See what this is doing compared to your first one. I say that's the difference in the two. Maybe be careful trying to hear more.
Just make it look so easy. Healing all these guards. All Scotland can do is keep putting them up and just hope for an error.
Scotland has been the most successful nation at the European Championships. 13 gold medals. Very closely followed by Sweden though at 11. And definitely Hedin, well, with more than half of those goals.
Yeah, stop 4.
Has been pitching in
Top
in the
4.
medal standings.
5-4 maybe.
Yeah.
After that comes Switzerland, Germany, Norway. Finland, the sixth nation to have picked up a gold.
What was that? 13-9. Good, Ross. Fine, Ross. Okay, good. And light.
So still a very small number of nations to have one gold, 6 in the men's. And there's 7 different nations in the women's competition. You have a feeling that might change in the future. Give it a decade or two.
Oh.
Curling is getting bigger everywhere.
So you can play something.
Have a Team Italy who's looking stronger every year. The Germans have well, they've definitely won gold before, but this week they're starting to build a new strong team. The Dutch might have something to build on.
Nice.
Yeah, a lot of the nations. You can tell they're building for the future. Younger players coming in.
And Russia hasn't won a medal yet on the men's. Definitely becoming a big curling nation as we see Hedin with last stone here, 5th, and we knew that was coming for a while. A hit and roll out for the blank end. Sweden will happily carry the last stone advantage into the halftime break. Both teams with a few minutes to relax, have a snack, talk to their coach, and plan for the next 5 ends ahead.
Nice. Bra mål.
Ja, bra dubbel där. Snabba bra omgång.
Let's take a look back at the first 5 ends. Scotland, Sweden. A blank in the first end takes us to the second. Ross Patterson's last stone. So key shot here as he finds the pocket. Leaves no chance for Sweden to score. Scotland lying 2.
That was a good throw. I just ran so much better.
Sweden would just pick out one of them to give up the steal. In the third, Hedin with a chance to pick another stone clean. Well, this time for a score of 2. Gets past the top rock, peels it out of the forfeit, and a deuce for the Swedes to lead by 1. In the fourth end, Sweden applying the pressure, leaving a nose hit for Ross Patterson. A little tight for line, Goodfellow able to hold the line for the skipper, and it just hangs around for the single point to tie the game.
Don't feel like it. You think I did?
So that's where we are, tied game between Scotland and Sweden. Elsewhere, Germany leading Denmark by 2. Russia up 2 on England as well. It's a tight game between Norway and the Netherlands. Norwegians up by 1. Italy leading Switzerland 3-2.
They're not Oscar's not throwing it good, right?
I read it was a good first 3, and the fourth time we caught a couple of paths.
Well, you got to be careful. I think you got to be careful going inside out on that hit and roll. Just the inside. I think outside going in is so much more predictable, right? That's my general feeling right now. No, but you also got to protect when he's got angle rocks up there. We got to make sure that we're getting inside position, because if you make that perfect roll outside on that fourth end, you know he's going to ignore it and he's going to go right in, right? So you can't release that position to him.
You try hitting the wall again?
No, yeah, I'd rather see you hit and roll right past it.
Ja, men den flyger fram längs vägen. Och sen så gjorde älgen också det.
Ja, det går helt klart lättare. Andra sidan där, den här omgången där Olge spelade sin andra.
Det tror jag.
Ja, fast den var spelad alltså minst 3 meter hårdare än den första.
Men hur känns isen?
Ja, det går lite lättare. Speciellt de spår som är... Ja.
Han hade 10 på hans första och 80 på hans andra.
Lite spåret.
Ja.
We take a look at the percentages. It has been a very well played game. Sweden at 91%, Scotland with 84. And yeah, it's close. It's a tied game. Sweden still has the advantage of last stone, just like at the start of the game. So essentially a 5-end game left to play here for the teams. And we're getting excited as teams now just making their way back onto the ice.
I feel my lightest. Yeah. It's the room. He's okay. He's okay. You're high. Scale the ankles.
Here we go again. Scotland, Sweden, last round-robin game at the Gruyère AOP European Curling Championships 2019. I'm Sandra Olvang, sitting next to our lovely curling expert, Rona Howie. It's been entertaining so far through 5 ends. If you're just joining us, you certainly missed lots of entertainment, but don't worry, there's lots left.
Yep, 5 ends of really good curling. Scorelines quite low, 2-all, but there's been some amazing shots been played.
Couple of feet off, but nothing major.
Sweden throws a corner guard.
Yeah, we're one.
I believe they did so in the third end as well.
I was through it a wee bit.
Actually never ended up using it. Scored 2 and around the centre guard with that pick of the Dean. Picked Scotland's shot stone clean for the 2. You see that sometimes, you throw a corner guard and you don't get to use it.
And I think as well at that end it was more the unfortunate result that Kyle Waddle got when he went for the run back and they left Sweden lying side of the forefoot, so then all of a sudden the play is round the forefoot.
100% for Kristoffer Sundgren. throwing 93% for the week.
Tror vi
Always
kan hålla
so
igång lite.
dependable.
Lite videos nu.
Okej,
Plats.
gärna hålla igång ändå.
Plats. Behöver kalla. Gott om
I
plats.
think it's somebody like that setting up your ends.
Kalla massor. Dra nu.
You're in a pretty good position.
Kom igen, båda. Kom igen. Kom igen, lite mer. Kom igen. Är det? Var det?
Okej.
Not fully buried,
Just like come down and tap it. Freeze!
but again, just
Are we
perfect weight
trying to kill
control.
it? Get inside. 12. Let's make this. Okay.
That minimum at 12 or?
Throwing 12, yeah? Yeah, 12.
That minimum, Jake?
No, that's good.
If this is the
Don't
corner
mind the
roll,
edge for
yeah,
this,
if is the
Stone.
corner roll. Let us know.
Push the hair down. Yep. Hard. Hard, Mikey. Really gotta go. Really gotta go hard.
This one is moving early,
Whoa. Carl, if anything, try.
all over the top guard. They're just a bit shy
En
for
frys
weight.
där de ligger för kanske ta den om man...
95. 95.
Eller skita i dem och runda där så de inte kan slå dem.
Ja.
Jag skulle kunna runda. Kanske bättre än.
Ja.
Är det något värde i att bara klippa centern eller?
Jag funderade på det också, men...
Of course, less
Bara
weight.
fråga.
Jag gillar
Är
det.
det,
curl more and
är det okej
earlier,
om vi
so-
bara skulle klippa centern eller?
That's the reason why they caught the guard. And Sweden now
Eller,
essentially with two corner guards
det känns som då
and a
kommer
rock
de
in the
försöka
house.
ändå klippa i center
Lots
sen
of
ändå.
options.
Okej,
Gör vi det nu, då är det ju nollomgång eller två då, men det...
ja, vi kör den.
Ja, jag gillar att gå på, ja.
Ja.
Jag gillar det. Så pass bra läge nu.
Fråga med is där bara. Vad tror du om här någonstans?
Ja. Borde vara
Certainly
helt
seems
okej.
like Sweden's treating this like any other game.
Vinden är bra.
Wow, då.
Topp 8 där i
Really
höjd.
talking
nice.
over their
Känns där.
options, not going
Hänger lite.
Wow. Behöver köra.
Bra fart.
100%
Helt okej linje.
blazing.
Bra linje nu. Perfekt linje.
Sweden doesn't really have anything to lose here except a perfect record.
Yeah, and going into the playoffs, they know they're ranked #1 team anyway. So, you know, when you get to that stage later on in the week, whether you've won all your round robin games or whether you've won half of them, it is irrelevant. Once you're in that playoff situation, it's that one game in the semi-final, then one game in the final.
Another team looking to make it to the playoffs, Norway. They are playing Netherlands and Wouter Huskens with last rock here.
Big Gill of Stones round the 4 foot here. Going to pass the top guard. Raise this yellow. Oh my goodness, nearly tapped the red in, but it is a 1 for Netherlands.
So with that, it's a tied game after 5. Half-time break for them. As we see a mistake from Rasmus Vrano will roll out.
Okej. 9-8. Bra.
Still has one buried.
De är inte hårda just nu.
See that here? Like so.
Scotland need to watch if they come around the centre. There's a plant from that red and yellow on the wing, the left-hand side as we look at it. It's a very easy plant for Sweden.
We only tight just now. What do you get? 25.
Kyle Waddle just down a bit today on his tournament stats.
Line's good. Room. Line's good. Where are we? Top 8. Room. Top 4. Room, mate. Got a lot of room. Line's getting
Gotta
good.
go. Hard, mate.
Hard, Mikey. Hard. Hard, Mikey. Gotta go. Okay, good scrub.
540 som att gå för den, va? Eller tjappa där. Den är lite känslig, då kan den ta undersidan där. Gillar den här. Ja. Ticka garden ska spinna in mot cornern också. Ja. Nästan sarg för att rulla ända hit ner då, va? Ja, sarg.
Ja, 14-9 på deras. 14-9, ja. Det är inte jättelätt.
So just coming round here. Top back weight.
Sarg.
Nästan.
Ja, hack. Sten.
Oscar Eriksson
Hug.
also
Sten,
has
ligger bra.
numbers down
Hug.
for
Japp,
today. So both
Sten. Whoa.
third players
Sarg. Sten. Japp, japp.
down in
Ja!
the tournament stats.
Italy, Switzerland. It is Yannick Schwaller throwing the last stone of this end.
Facing two Italian counters.
Get out of here.
Schön euch. Okay.
They're just out
Ganz okay. Auf der
edge of the 8 foot, so just needs to be fully in the 8 foot here.
Auf der Grad. Immer noch. 14-0, das ist eigentlich okay.
Sweeper seeming quite happy.
No.
O'Neill trying to get it back. Is it going to stop? It does. So a score of 1 for Switzerland. Force there.
Rulla upp i den andra, då kommer de ändå
ties
sätta den
that game up.
skjutningen troligtvis. Jag gillar nog att rulla långt ändå. Ja. Kan rulla bakom centern är bra också, det är full 4 typ. Ja.
Känns som att röd fortfarande. Ja, de är i jämn höjd. Ja.
En tredjedel, 40% kanske nuddar den där. Allt tjockare än det går clean. Ja. Vilken fart. Normal. Okay.
Ser ut som att det kanske har gått lite rakare där. Ja. Jag tror det är helt okej.
Normal. Med. Nej. Normal. Nära. Japp. Nej. Ingen vikt. Japp.
So we want to get separation here from those two counters.
Alltså.
So rolls across, but now leaves a chance for Scotland. Get that roll in behind cover.
We must echo and Carl, it shouldn't do wild. No, I don't think so. I mean, we've had this line before. In the fourth race. So. Ten! 9.5, 10! No! 9.5! Whoa! Carl! Hard, Carl! Okay, try.
Didn't get the fully buried.
Taking a look back at the last stone in the third end. Nicholas Sedin couldn't see much of the stone, but just enough for him. Picks it clean to score 2.
Oh, nice.
That's the kind of shot that has left them undefeated so far this week.
Well, 95% for today's game.
Sarg!
Very good numbers.
Håll igång lite. Dryg sarg!
I only had that one mistake, really.
Dryg sarg! Nej!
In the second end, came just a little bit heavy on a draw.
Nej!
Leave Patterson come on top for the steal.
Okay.
And a bit of a half Mistake here as well. Yes, it rolls in behind cover, but it is in behind the tee line. So if Patterson can draw on top here, we'll take the end away. Of course, does force Scotland to play the draw. So, well, a mistake here can score them 3. But I think he'd rather take a safer deuce.
Yeah, like we threw the back.
But if Ross can come down and just freeze dead on top,
Freeze on, boys.
as you say, Nicholas is forced then to draw for his 1, kills the end. A key shot here for Scotland.
Yeah.
Sometimes can be a bit quicker, moving from the central line coming out.
Back 12. Back 12.
Following that, as well as taking a look over to Germany, Denmark.
Denmark lying 1. They have a chance here if they can move the Reds at the back of the forefoot to score quite a few. They have to come past the guard.
I think this might be for 3. They nose this red.
Definite 2. They're having a look at the 3rd.
Sixten Totzek having a look. I think it is 3.
Yep.
Wow, big end for Denmark. Coming back onto the ice after halftime. They will lead 5-4.
Another crucial game. Both on 4 wins. They would love to qualify for the playoffs.
Stanna här. Jag gillar den, om du gillar den.
Det kommer kvala bra här. Så inget av slagen är jättelätt.
Alla som är lite tjockt så får vi 1 ändå också. Det är,
Jag kan gilla den. Nice slag. Det är en match som
det är ganska rimligt ändå att få poängen här och spela den.
Jag tror klippen är svår bara för att det curlar
Jag tänker
lite.
hackfart på en tredjedel. Ja,
So
nästan
Ross Patterson has given something for Nicholas Edin to think about.
Där ja. Här har vi. Tredjedel.
There is a gap between them.
Ja, bra. Du kan spela rätt fart, men det känns som jag vill inte ligga tight i alla fall. Det känns äckligt med den här isen, men nej, jag tror ändå där så. Det här är nog is vi kommer behöva hålla igång på, tror jag. Ja, jag tror det.
Softer weight and tap for 3. Play that clean pick. Could play the peel here as well. But
He could, and this time he's chosen to go for the soft weight to try and hold the shooter.
I think there's a bit more room for error. You over curl, you score your 1. Even if you catch a bit thin, lose the shooter, you might punch the red far enough to score 1 or 2. Last stone, 6th end. Quite important for Sweden to score in the 6th end. Just keep control of the even ends of this game. That's why they're playing this shot. Rasmus Vrana on the sweep, trying to hold the line here for Team Sweden. Past the guards, onto the Reds. How much did they get? They will push it far enough. I think that's for 3.
Wow, what a shot. Really well played.
Just a great curling shot by Team Sweden. Well, didn't mean to make that roll in behind cover. Forced Ross Patterson to come down. Had the chance to take the end away. Just a bit heavy, left enough room for Edin. And that just doesn't go unpunished. Sweden 5, Scotland 2.
Det är 13:40 någonting så.
såg finare ut.
Det är bara att köra.
Thank you.
86.
Bra glidesliden.
Warp in there, so
Kolla upp.
try to hold
Kolla
him
upp.
back.
Tycker den känns okej.
Bra linje. Lite vid. Var inte kalla än.
Linjen är fin.
10.
Riktigt bra linje. På locket är perfekt också.
Nästan
lite längre än
känns där själv.
Sweden scores 3 on Scotland.
Bra, 13-5. Perfekt.
So they lead it 5-2. A really tough team to pull back
okay here,
on
Naro?
the Swedes.
Weeds Max. All right, here, Naro.
Yeah, so good at defending their lead.
He's not bad. He's okay.
The accuracy that they can throw the big weight shots feels.
Good right side.
I know it's a bit hard to get into specifics of scenarios with 5 games, 5 different possible results. But for Scotland, a win here would guarantee them a spot in the playoffs, yes?
Yeah.
But even with a loss,
They potentially still can get in. There's only a couple of options that they wouldn't qualify, and that's relying on other people.
Lite high side. Bra linje.
Lite
The
längre.
good
Lite high side.
positive side for Scotland is they're sitting second in the draw shot challenge after the round robin. So if they are level with other teams and they've all beaten each other, it will go down to that draw shot. And Scotland are sitting pretty well there.
He's close. He's level.
So if teams do finish level, their head-to-head record will be looked at first. But if there's several teams and they've all beaten each other, and you can't determine on head-to-heads, then it will go to the draw shot.
Nice, Mikey.
Good. Haken nära. Lite plats just nu.
Ta lugnt.
Känns lite vid, men helt
Haken.
okej. Lite vid.
Okej, hake.
Ja, alltid Krippa känns det som. Vänta så länge du kan.
Börja gå, Krippa. Börja gå.
Precis framför. Bra.
Wow, inte in.
Fint.
well, just looking at the tentative standings,
Ta lite utåt, va?
I believe if all teams who are winning games at the moment
Utåt Krippa.
do win those games, Scotland seemingly are out.
Yeah, the big key one for Scotland is the Germany-Denmark game. If Germany win that, Scotland go through. If Denmark win, Scotland potentially could be out. But they can't worry about other results just now. They've just got to focus on this game. There's still 4 ends to go. And control what they can control, and that's this game.
Other side. All right, cut out 4. Back
The
8.
teams out here, they're not just fighting for the places. Well, they are all fighting for places for playoffs, but there's also world ranking involved. You know, England are playing Russia, and they're both bottom of the table right now. But if Russia win and Netherlands lose, then they're both equal.
Det känns som att slå den som har
In
garden
ninth
där
place.
istället. Jag gillar den.
The top 8 here will qualify for the World Men's in Glasgow next year.
40% rullar du in på.
Teams finishing 9th and 10th will go to the World Qualification event in Finland.
But also 9th and 10th will be relegated to the B group of the Europeans for next season.
Yes.
And that is a B group increasingly getting harder to get promoted from as well.
It is. And the teams that are finished 1 and 2 in the B group, they also get to go to the World Qualification event in Finland.
Really nice peel by Rasmus Brano.
And of course, placing at the Worlds means Olympic points.
And the Olympics, I think, is a big goal for most of the teams here. And possibly what drives Nicholas Edin. Only gold medal left for him to win.
He's close.
He's won the World Juniors, the Europeans, the Worlds
Curl now. Curl
and the Olympics, bronze and silver.
Just in here. Curl. Line's good, line's good, line's good. Line's good.
Also chasing records.
Great. Would you like a wee hit and roll off this one and try and hit the nose?
I think when you've won everything, you need to look at ways to motivate yourself. And that could be things like going undefeated through the whole Europeans for a second time, for instance.
As you say, it is that Olympic gold that eludes him. He's got the bronze, he's got the silver, he wants the gold.
And I'm guessing that's why these 4 Scots came together as well. The plan usually for a team is the next 4 years.
Yeah, definitely. The Olympic cycle is, when you see the start of that cycle, teams all changing, trying to build new teams for that 4-year cycle. And you know, Nicholas and Dean, they've been together for a couple of Olympic cycles, so they know each other so well. And it is good that they are able to carry that on.
Line's good. Line's there.
Kyle Waddle here
It's really close. Line's good.
has Olympic experience.
Line's good. Line's good. Yep.
Didn't result in a medal. A very young team, that of Kyle Smith, now playing with Ross Patterson. Also Michael Goodfellow, the lead with an Olympic silver medal from 2014. It seems like a team that already has quite a bit of experience, but still they have a few years to go before Beijing.
Yeah, and also, you know, Scotland are a very strong men's team right now.
Om vi slår den, vad gör de då, tror du? Kanske bara väljer att göra något sånt där och försöker gå för 2. Ja. Och sätter de dubbeln med vikt. Det är svårt att få 3 på något sätt för dem. Sen du.
The first thing for all these countries to, before they decide how they're going to choose their team, they have to make sure they're guaranteed a place at the Olympics. And they get that from world rankings for this season and for next season.
Tunn halv, borde gå clean. Tunn halv. Jag kan spela den om ni gillar den, men annars är jag på att slå den också. Jag gillar den här, ja. Okej.
Because at a World Championship you've got 13 teams competing, at Olympics you've only got 10.
Ja. Jag kan få en fjärdedel optimalt. Tredjedel.
Just trying to figure out which red to make a play on here, Sweden. Could play the open one, but that probably will stay open, and it's also just allowing for 5th shot. Thinking this red stone here might cause a bit more trouble for them. So playing the big weights. Picks it clean.
Det känns som en så naturlig stick om man tar lite shot på den, så jag vill ändå liksom få asken och tänka på det. You want to play turn? Barria! We're getting on top at Barria! I think we're doing very well to get on top at Barria. Well, get on top of it, I'm asking. I can't hear.
Two big sweeps on the neighbour sheets here.
We need to play more weight,
actually.
We need to play more weight. Never going to get on top of the barrier. No. I think it needs to be like normal. Yeah. Normal, pretty thick to get to right there. Normal, Kyle. 2/3. One of those ones you could probably make it at 9, but it's probably just easier to make it normal.
So hit and roll off the wide yellow. Try and roll on top of the short stone.
Normal. Cut out. Cut out. Hard cut out.
We'll take a look over at Italy-Switzerland once again. Tied game.
And Italy in a wee bit of trouble here. Switzerland laying quite a few counters. What? There is room for Joel Retornaz to draw. Just needs to be biting the 4 foot. Yannick Schwaller trying to sweep it back, but no, it is a score of 1. So again, that game's so important between these two.
Not able to make the roll, Waddle. So Edin will try and make the roll himself. Play a bit more weight here. A couple of options. Either the roll or the roll over towards the red. Catch it perfect, might make the double here. And it will roll over and catch the second red, punch it. Not far enough, but enough to lie 3. That was one of the options. Fraction thinner might have got the third red going as well, or second rather. Germany, Denmark. Mark Muskatowicz. One double, I think.
Yeah, he's facing 2 Danish stones on 4 foot. Oh, just misses the back one. Oh, no. I don't think that yellow was. So that'll be a steal of 1 for Denmark.
I must say the Danish have been impressive this week. A couple of unknown players, but some experience with Mikkel Krause. As we see, again, a bit of a pinball action for Scotland, but not really helping them too much here. Sweden might be lying first and third. Could hit to lie 3.
Scotland will just have seen that on the scoreboard for Denmark too. It's very hard to not to look at other scores.
That was one of the surprise defeats of the week when Denmark picked up the win on Scotland in an extra end. Well, it seemed like a big surprise then. Seems less of a big surprise now, as Denmark are pretty much tied with some of the favorites ahead of the week. Again, Scotland faced with a nose hit against 3. Just like in the 4th end. Came close to rolling too far. Leaving a steal. Has a bit more room here. Just needs to stay in the 8 foot. Last stone, 7th end.
10.5.
On the sweep early, Michael Goodfellow.
Queens.
Yeah, no problem. In the nose.
There we go. Single point for the Scots. But they will trail Sweden by 2. Still have it all to do here in Helsingborg, Sweden.
Owen. Owen, for the steal.
Några minuter om vi kan.
Jag fick en direkt. Ja. Det går lite lättare, lite rakare. Känns som det går att hålla dem på sopen om vi tajtar upp isen och spelar bara precis vart i hacket liksom. Vilken hand väljer vi?
slightest slide, but I'll slow it a wee bit.
We're just past Mount 10. We're just past Mount 10.
Okay.
Ligger precis under den här loggan.
Centre guard by Scotland here in Helsingborg for the European Curling Championships. It is the last round-robin game.
Genom. Rent.
So 5 sheets in action in less than an hour, or about an hour. Everything will be determined.
That makes it exciting when there's 4 sheets of games going on and they're all fighting for the places in the playoff.
Come in here.
Halfway.
Did seem like Scotland was going to put up a good fight against Sweden early in the game. But Sweden just really taking their chances, both in the third. Great shot by Dean to score the 2 again in the 6th. Really can't hand Sweden any opportunity to score multiple. They'll take it. They have a pretty good pretty good stats, 69% last on efficiency.
Really nice tick.
The other thing Sweden's been really good at this week is forcing their opponent to score just the 1, 75% force efficiency. And next best team on the list is Norway at 56%, so quite the gap.
And it is so important because all teams fight to get, they practice so hard to get scoring multiples when they have got the hammer, but it's just as important to force the opposition as well. There's no point in doing all that hard work and scoring, but then you give up 2s and 3s. So that statistic, we were talking about numbers earlier on, and that statistic is huge for teams.
Well, I think they've played 8 games so far this week, Sweden. Only 5 times have they given up a score of 2. And they've never given up a bigger score than 2 points.
That's pretty good.
On average, just about half the teams in the competition has been able to score 2 points on them. So, yeah, very impressive. And a team that many have said hasn't been at their best this season. They've certainly been able to bring their best into this week, as we see Rasmus Vrana playing 91% to Menzies 77.
It's hard though, isn't it? Saying the team haven't been playing well, and teams can't play well in every single competition all the time.
No, and
they're training, they're peaking, they'll have a periodized planner of where they want to perform, and like this Europeans will be a big part of their season. So everything they do up till now is in preparation for this week. So they may not have been getting results the first couple of months of the season, but they'll have been working on areas that they want to improve on. And it's just shown this week that when you see those stats that you've just explained, then they're definitely doing something right.
Really gotta go.
I think maybe the reason why people have been saying that is they were just so good last season, ranked #1 in the world. They won pretty much everything. So as soon as they're not winning every event, something's wrong. But they might turn everything around here this week as we take a look at Norway, Netherlands. Thomas Ulsrud with his new team. They are still in the running for a playoff spot after a mixed week.
They're in a bit of trouble here, facing 4 Netherlands stones. Sweeper standing off this.
Well, let's stop in time here. Does slide a bit deep.
Oh, just, I think.
1 red. Well, how many times have Ulsrud bailed out his team with a draw in his curling career? Not few. Does it again here. Norway up by 1. Must win for them. Also relying on other results to go their way. Kyle Waddle and Oscar Eriksson. Eriksson just with a slight edge.
Känns bakåt då. Dålig linje. Försöka lägga skottet här då. Den där är lite mer än fullt håll.
Might be another half shot here from Eriksson. Doesn't have the line. Tiny bit heavy. It does lie for shot stone.
Yeah.
Man kanske satte ut den lite grann, men 13-3. Jag tycker också den hängde rejält. Den sidan var fått lite kall. Kombination för mycket is och lite fart.
Freeze, but you give away the cheap twos. You like that? Was that nice weight for barrier last time?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yep. 10. Yep. Hard. You gotta go. Really gotta go. Hard.
This one is really curling.
Go. Yep.
Oh, comes off their own yellow. Or on red rather, and gets to the yellow.
One there as well. I think there's one right here.
Here, like what inside?
Asså, jag såg han. Yep.
So they do get away with it there, Scotland. That was a good sweep. Big Manzi swept so hard his battery pack on the microphone just broke. He's a really good sweeper. Looking around, we're seeing all the scores, all these important games on. Denmark with a 2-point lead on Germany. Russia with the 2-point lead on England. Also tied game between Norway and Netherlands. Italy with a 1-point advantage on Switzerland. Here's the standings. As we've talked about, Sweden alone on top, but Italy, Scotland, Switzerland with 5 wins. Denmark, Germany and Norway all sitting at 4. So, I mean, it's a mess, isn't it?
It's a bun fight. 6 teams for 3 places.
I think that does show you, though, that the level of this competition is just getting pretty level. If you go 10, 20, maybe 20 years back, there was definitely 4 or 5 teams that broke away from the rest. There's
And we've seen that more in the women's side this week.
Yeah.
With that break, but in the men's, my goodness. And that's what makes it good, a good championship, that they are all still fighting in this last game. Sweden, well, we'll sit back, let them all fight it out, we're okay, thank you. We've done our hard work this week to get here.
Well, and I'm sure there's many teams out there this morning who's hoping Sweden will pick up a win on Scotland. Could be helpful to other teams out there. And they're all thinking, well, Sweden, you beat us. Don't you stop now.
It's never good in a competition when you're relying on other teams.
No.
Yeah, you want to do it yourself.
Well, it's all fair. You just win enough games and you're through to the playoffs.
Quite simple, really.
Just look at Sweden. Hedin with the open blank attempt here. We'll make it easy peasy. The score is the same. Sweden 5, Scotland 3. And Scotland might have to push on for the next two ends here.
Nice. Låt dem börja det.
Ja, det kan jag.
Nice.
Short first, long first, eh? One and a half. Added. Go tight. Tight. I don't mind it here. That's okay. Yeah. You can get a short one in.
It's the Gruyère AOP European Curling Championships 2019 here in Helsingborg, Sweden. Scotland play Sweden. So they're at home. The Swedes. They do live in Karlstad and practice there. If they're not on tour, which they are most of the winter season. So about 5-hour drive to the south to get to Helsingborg. Scotland with the guard. Kristoffer Sundgren attempting the tech shot here, which doesn't come off, just curls a bit too much. Pushes that to the bumper. So a violation of that free guard zone. What's the punishment?
The stone gets put back for Scotland, so Scotland benefit.
There's no fine involved.
There's no fine. Maybe the team will fine him or something. They'll have a wee, like a swear jar, but it's a fine jar.
I know hockey teams have that quite a bit. Showing up late for practice, wrong gear, stuff like that. They put a lot of money into a jar or a box of some sort. I wonder if curling teams have the same. Forget your brush or curling shoes. Didn't Bet Menzies forget his passport on the way here?
He did. But it wasn't very helpful when you're flying abroad. But thankfully it was just Europe, so he could manage to get the next flight. And managed to get a lift from the airport, so always good. But yes, I'm sure he got a good team fine for that one.
Looked like a second stone for Goodfellow picked up some debris maybe, but it made it over the hog line. Find a nice spot. Sundgren doesn't quite pick the guard all the way to the wing, but enough to take it off the center line and maybe leave an angle for a double peel for the next man on the team, Rasmus Vrano. So just that could be enough, really.
As
long as the centre guards are perfectly on line, very tough to make the double and not leave the shooter as a guard. So just change the angle, and that could be good enough for Sweden. Rolls the shooter onto the house as well.
Line's good now. Line's good now.
So here is
Line's good now.
Duncan Menzies.
Don't need to overkill, Kyle. Kyle, line's good. Line's good, Kyle. Line's good. Line's good.
I'm sure they'll put his passport in like a pouch around his neck for the next trips.
That'll always be on the checklist. Duncan, you got your passport? Never mind your curling shoes or anything. You got your passport.
That's another thing, curlers, at least the pros, they will put their curling shoes in their carry-on.
Yeah. There's been too many incidents over the years of brushes and shoes and items not arriving.
A brush can usually be replaced. There's always brushes around, but
yeah,
your curling shoes, it's not.
It's too personal.
Yeah, you can't just can't get a new pair of curling shoes at the box and expect to play just as well with them right away. It takes a while to break them in and get the feel for them. I know Aideen wore the same slider shoe for 7 years, I think, before he swapped it.
He's okay. Halfway. 2. Go. Cut out. Hard cut from middle.
Of course, they will break
Go.
eventually.
Gotta go hard.
I remember they were full of holes.
They will wear down eventually. But when you've got something that you like, you just don't want to get rid of it because you just feel the replacement for you will not be the same. And curling shoes do need to break them in.
For the keen eye, you might spot that Oscar has 2 different shoes on. And for the lesser keen eye, I think it's pretty obvious that Germany and Denmark is playing just next to the crowd here. Mark Muskatowicz with last rock.
Yeah, Denmark line 2. Maybe close between that yellow. Oh, caught the guard.
Does it hang
Will
on
it
for
stay?
Wow.
They played a nice weight. But a great force from Denmark when they're 2 up.
(6-5), Denmark leads. Well, caught the guard. And just spins in. Like you said, Ronny, you play that weight, so that's always going to be an option. But still, a little bit fortunate.
Yeah, keeps them in the game. It's getting to the business end of all these games now. One mistake could cost you that playoff place.
Very similar. Line's fine. Easy for line. 2. Hair higher line. Hair longer. No, hair longer. Line's good then. Cut out. Got a curl, mate. The same spot. Go hard. Oh, hard. Go hard on that. Hard, mate. Never off. Gotta go. Never off. Hard, mate. You get this. Hard. Go for the centre. Good. Well, maybe this is actually. I thought it was a hair longer. That's why I was saying tighter line. Yes, man.
Of course, they could play the double peel, but if you don't make it, you only peel the wide one. And Scotland puts a perfect centre guard on, and the shot stone's double buried, so making a play on the best guard available here, the one actually protecting the stone. Tried to run it back, just runs it past.
Yeah, 20's good. I wasn't massively positive.
Really tight. Top 12.
Oh, that's too much. Yeah. This is like a set kind of like.
Top 12.
Doesn't want to leave a double.
Can't. It's almost fighting 8 foot.
No, this one's in the house.
Mike. Hard.
Try to bury a bit at the very end there, but
Den som kjapp.
sits pretty open.
Ja. Exakt kjapp. Ja. Det ser lite risk ut på den handen. Du har spelat 2 stycken här, så i det området. Ja, kör där istället förresten. Ja,
He's going to play the in turn on this, the clockwise turn. But that's maybe coming a bit too close to the guard, so changing up the call, playing the counterclockwise turn. Italy, Switzerland. Taking a look here, Brunner.
Yeah, Italy have just played a nose hit, sitting on the button. Both teams having a good look to see who's lying second shot.
Meanwhile, Sweden and Nadine will make that nose double to lie 2. Scotland with a chance to come around.
So Yannick Schwaller needs to remove the red off the button. Has to pass the guard. Oh, he does. They're trying to catch it slightly thinner to nudge that other red in the hope that they would get 2 because it is so close. But it is a definite score of 1 for Switzerland. But we'll get back to you whether it's goes through to a measure there. Yep, we're going to call for the umpire to measure these.
So Ross Patterson now coming around to everything. Don't want to over curl and pop out the other side either. But I think they do. It's a really good effort.
Really good. The weight was nice.
I'm afraid Nadine will see enough to pick this out. Sees a lot more of this than he did in the third end. But this guy's going to make some mistakes too, right?
Absolutely.
The shot,
not many.
The shot's there. You can't make everything. Scotland certainly needs a break here. Following the sweepers right off here.
I just angled that back at release. But will he see enough? No problem.
Slight scare for the Swedish home fans, but shots made. That is a score of 2. And the game is over. Sweden undefeated through the round robin in great fashion. Looking very strong heading in to the semi-finals. They can sit back now, relax and enjoy the last of this round robin session and see who they'll be playing in the semi-final. Sweden 7, Scotland 3, that's the final score. Taking a bow and waving to the crowd. Scotland also with great support this morning. Still a chance to make it through. They will have to rely on other results. So for them, they will sit back and look at the session, but maybe not as relaxed as the Swedes. We will join the action on sheet A. Germany playing Denmark. That's a big one. As Denmark with a 1-point lead on last stone in the 9th end. And as we join them, we're down to skip rocks. The first for Mark Muskatowicz here. Line shot stone, no guards in front. Mike Heel will need to take the risk here. Try and steal. He would have to steal again in the extra end.
Wir dürfen lieber so rum anspielen lassen, aber nicht von außen.
Hvad er det værste, der kan ske? Hvad er det? Altså, linjer lige på heller ikke er dårligt.
Denmark, the surprise this week at the Europeans. Coming up from the B group, it's a new team. A couple of unproven players, but they've certainly proved themselves so far.
Er det ikke bare lige på så? Jo. Jeg prøver at få fat i den dernede.
Still with a chance for the Danes to make it through to the playoffs, depending on other results. Same goes for Germany. But of course, a win quite necessary. Mikkel Krause. Runs it back. And Germany will throw the guard again. And it needs to be there. A miss here, a mistake. Denmark could score 3 and put the game to bed. Just played the shot, young Mark Muskatowicz. It's a young German team. Muskatowicz just losing out in the bronze game last year. Would love to be back in the playoffs. Certainly looking to build a team for the future. This one coming a bit closer. Well, Krause should have a better chance this time. Could double out these Reds for a score of 2. Depends what weight they want to throw. Could play it cute and try and hold the shooter for 3. I think they'll just play the same weight. Peel. A fantastic opportunity for Mikkel Krause. Double for a multiple score here. Last stone, 9th end, already up by 1. 1, 2, will jam it. And it just rolls far enough for Denmark to score, but only 1. So this game far from over. Denmark will lead by 2, heading in to the 10th end on Germany. Just had to curl a hair more, and he definitely scored 2, but it is 7-5.
retning. Rigtig god retning. Rigtig fin retning. Lidt lang. Lang.
We're joining Germany and Denmark for this 10th end at the Gruyère AOP European Curling Championships 2019. It's the last session in the men's round robin. 10 teams in the competition, 4 spots in the playoffs. And everything really on the line for all the teams out here. Be it qualify for the playoffs or avoid relegation. A huge game for Germany and Denmark. The winner with a good chance of making it through. Still lots of scenarios that can be played out, so hard to look into that crystal ball and tell you what will happen, but a win here for sure is what these teams will be looking for. Denmark with a 2-point lead. So the task is pretty simple, at least in theory, for Germany. Score 2 for the extra, 3 for the win. Dominic Greindl.
And Denmark, even if they had just given up a 1 at the last end, there would have been appeals with the hammer coming home. And that hammer's so key in the 10th end.
Hard jokes! Solange vi løft! Solange vi løft! Solange vi løft!
Big sweep by Suter and Totzek. Brings that far enough. 2 corner guards. We see all the scores. Russia leading England 4-3. The Sweden-Scotland game is over. Sweden picking up a 9th win. Norway, Netherlands tied, but the Norwegians with the hammer. Italy, Switzerland also tied, still playing the 9th end.
Go!
Denmark coming into the house again here.
2 back tee, not ideal. They don't want to leave any nest for Germany to freeze.
We see Sweden at the top now, 9 wins, undefeated through. It is Italy, Switzerland and Scotland sitting at 5 wins. Scotland, of course, will finish with a 5-4 record either way. You see Denmark and Germany just in behind there with 4 wins, so is Norway. All of those countries with a chance to make it through.
So if Denmark, Norway and Italy were to win those games, Scotland would not qualify. But if Denmark, Norway and Switzerland were to win, Scotland would qualify. So they're off the ice, they have to just sit back and wait. Russia and England, they know they have finished 9th and 10th. They will get the chance to play in the World Qualification event in Finland, but they will also be relegated to the B division.
Really nice draw by Joshua Suter. Uses those yellow rocks in the back four you mentioned, Rona. Not ideal for the Danes. Also knowing that the corner guards might pose a threat later on in the end, so they'll be peeling.
And that's where, when it gets to the 10th end, the stone placement from the front end is so critical.
Yep.
The slide back tee, you just give that glimmer of hope to your opposition.
Mistake here. Maybe some nerves showing. Nose hit, 2 corner guards. Denmark might have to switch gears already. Tobias Engelhardt.
Easy.
Only 20 years old. Joshua Suter, still a junior. What's he doing here?
In the big boys league. No, it's good to see this young German team, and they're having great games this week.
Yeah, just still probably a bit of inexperience in the bigger games. I'm sure they will improve drastically within a couple of seasons. You never know, they might qualify for the Olympic Games in Beijing.
Well, they've definitely qualified for the World Men's in Glasgow next year. Well, Germany have, it depends what team represents Germany.
Gets the one red here, Mats Nørgaard.
Yeah, not be bothered rolling away, doesn't want to leave stones around for Germany to use.
Entweder den oder erstmal einen auf die Seite. Er wird schießen. Er muss schießen, um was zu machen.
Wenn wir drinnen liegen, kriegt er überhaupt beide. Oder?
Ich würde erstmal einen hier platzieren. Was macht er? Er muss von außen schießen, dass er den wegbekommt. Der muss halt perfekt liegen. Wenn du hier liegst, ist nicht gut. Dann schießt er dir hinten drin weg.
Scott was just saying you could play the freeze on top, but it just needs to be so perfect.
Weißt du, was das Thema ist? Wenn du jetzt leicht innen liegst, ist nicht
Wanting
schlecht,
to come around the corner
aber wenn er
instead.
jetzt zum Beispiel
They'll
kurz
call a
bleibt,
timeout
dann
and we'll
schießt er
have
dir
the
hinten und liegt
Bully
hinten
Cap make his way
voll zentral. Wenn man
down
echt
to
will
the
auflegen,
ice
muss
level.
er von außen schießen, um wegzubekommen. Ja. Aber der, ist halt, der muss perfekt sein. Wir kriegen die zwei aber nicht mehr weg. Lass ihn doch mitschießen. Er wird jetzt aktivieren.
Wenn wir jetzt so machen, der ist safe dann hinten drin.
Ja, wenn du perfekt spielst, ist auch der Freeze nicht schlecht. Weißt du, es geht nur ums Perfektsein oder nicht. Schau mal, aber wenn wir jetzt einfach einen hier hinlegen, ich glaube, wir kriegen die. Und dann können
So
wir
the
anfangen zu schießen.
three-time European champion, Bully Cap,
Wenn er von außen
to join the
schießt, ist er
team.
nicht sicher, oder?
Also ich würde gerne das Ganze ein bisschen auf die Seite ziehen, weil er wird schießen. Wenn alles zentral liegt, haut er einmal rein, irgendwann kriegt er es.
Aber er kriegt den doch so easy weg.
Soll er. Zwei machen ist okay erstmal.
Okay.
Ja.
Den findest du nicht gut.
Okay, ja, aber gut, wir wissen die Spur ja. Nase bis, genau, Nase Freeze bis Tap. Ja. Ja. Okay, also einsteigen jetzt noch in die Mitte und dann schauen wir, dass wir es ein bisschen rausziehen. Ja. Genau, so ganz leicht innen anlegen, dass er genau im Track auf den liegt. Halb Dolly.
So the call is to come in.
Hier. Er hat einen relativ
Play the
soft
freeze.
gespielt von der Abgabe, die kommen nicht so crazy.
It does feel a bit counterintuitive to group your rocks when you need to score two.
Yeah, and just these ones back tee from Denmark could really cost them greatly here.
Vorne 4.
The thing is, you come in here, and even if Denmark will blast, they will probably spill a couple of their own. That might open it up, potentially to use your corner guards. Still pretty early in the end.
Yeah, Denmark could leave two red German counters spread about the house and actually favour Germany by playing the big blast on it.
Yeah, and then if the blast doesn't come off, well, they might even spread the German rocks around.
Yeah.
Not even actually eliminating both of them. Also needing to be a bit careful where this ends up. Sixten Totzek will put this right on top of the red. That's just an excellent throw.
Great shot.
Pretty good draw weight, the Germans. They do have by far the best draw shot challenge in the competition this week. So they certainly know how to draw the button. Mats Nørgaard with his tuck delivery. Will blast. Gets one red going. Also takes off some of the backing. It's the type of delivery best known to Manitoba, a province in Canada, with that taped up corn broom.
Easy. Really good.
Couple of Scots as well. Glenn Muirhead.
Hard!
Thomas Muirhead.
Hard!
Sexton Totsek coming up a bit shy. They were trying to corner freeze the top yellow. Is there a chance to make a double for Denmark? Well, they'll have a look as we have a look at Italy. Joel Returnaz, last rock, tied game.
Yeah, Switzerland line 2 here. Joel Returnaz just happy to hit the back one, give up a 1, and go into the 10th end 1 down with the hammer.
Dovevo forse.
Eller for langt på ydersiden. Altså, så har vi den der åbne til ekstra. Lige på marginal på indersiden. Så får vi begge to væk.
Skip rocks here.
Ja, vil der bare pile. Så jeg prøver at få noget af det væk. Hvad siger du? Whoa, 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 sit, yep.
A double here.
Yep, whoa, yes!
On the cards for Mikkel Krause. 1 and 2, there you go, spells them both. And it's a very calm Denmark.
Wow.
We've seen them fist bump all week. Clearly, that's a bit of a nervous last end here.
Well, as you could cut the tension with the knife out here
Yes.
today, Xander. It's so much to play for all these teams.
Especially if I skip Mats Nørgaard. I don't think I've ever seen him this calm after a made shot. He must be, his heart must be racing inside.
Because he was really pumped yesterday, jumping about. So, very calm.
I think calm on the outside. Wreck on the inside, to be honest.
However, there is still a chance for Germany here. They've got cover there to use.
I must say, Mark Muskatowicz looking pretty cool.
Nicht so aktiv. Nimm ein bisschen, Jungs, nimm ein bisschen.
Does have experience at this level.
Sicher hin, 8.
Will need a skip Stews, though, to push this game into the extra end. Needs to find some cover. Greindl, Suter on the sweep, past the top yellow. Yes, they are. Did it actually touch the yellow? Almost looked like it touched the backside of the yellow rock, I'm not sure.
It just seemed to glance around it.
Either way, that is fully buried back 4. An excellent draw. We'll have a really close look here. Does it actually just glance it?
No, I don't know, it does.
I'm not even sure.
I think it might have just.
Either way.
Either way, it's there, it's buried.
A really good shot. So, Krause could win the game right here. Run the yellow back. Just clip the red. Only need contact
And
with the
does
weight he's throwing.
Does it make this shot easier knowing you're 2 up? You can afford to lose a 2 and get an extra end. It's not, if you don't make this, you lose the game.
True.
And I think that for Skip, psychologically, is better.
Playing less weight this time. He's trying to bring the sweepers into it. Just a normal take at weight. Really close here. It's there. It is there. Sticks it even. And there we go. The elation from the Danes that we've seen all week. They have won They have beaten Germany. Will that put them in the playoffs? We don't know.
There's still 2 other games going to add to the drama.
Well, they've done their job here, Denmark. The surprise of the week. Not too far off home, just 4 kilometers from Helsingborg. And Denmark 11-5, the final score. Or 7-5 rather. And we see Norway, Netherlands. Norway with the win on Netherlands.
Är det hopp?
Is there hope? Thomas asks the coach's bench.
Är det hopp?
Any hope? Just a glimmer of hope, please. Yep, there is, but it's all in this last game that's still on the ice.
The coach says Italy needs to win. Is that true, Rona?
Italy win, that rules Scotland out.
5-4, final score, Norway. They were able to close the game out in the final end there. Had the hammer. Took their one. Oh, all eyes on this last game.
Linea buona. La linea è buona
We will join Italy and Switzerland here.
Stai lì. Linea è buona. Linea molto buona. Rama. Rama. Linea perfetta, ragazzi.
It is Switzerland to lead by 1. We did see Italy concede the single point to have the hammer 1 down. Feeling confident. They can score 2 for the win.
Macht ein bisschen etwas. Hast du schon Zeit lassen?
Also ich habe das Gefühl, wenn wir ganz knapp vorbeikommen, könnte es sogar zu dick sein, gell?
Okay, ist gut.
Also wirklich nur ein Drittel.
Drittel ist gut.
Ja, knapp
Down to
vorbei.
skip rocks, Yannick Schmaler, skip of Switzerland with his first of the quite potential final end of this game. Past the guard, gets the double. Yannick Schmaler fired up.
Italy are calling for a timeout. This is a key moment for them. They've got 2 shots left and need them both to count.
Ghiaccio questo qua ce l'ha.
Great double by Schwaller. Keeps the shooter as well. Top 8. Just past that corner guard.
Come on!
Ok, no discussione, punto, insomma.
Buon punto.
And we see the standings. Italy and Switzerland with 5 and 3.
Quanto ci vuole?
Now Denmark, Norway and Scotland all at 5 and 4.
Mamma ha detto
Germany
che 2 volte 3,85.
will now sit at 4 and 5 with that loss over Denmark. That's really close. Now we're maybe just a few rocks away from knowing how everything will pan out. Troll Retronaz with his first stone here, like Rona said, need them both to count for the win. Arman Mosaner on the sweep, looks shy of weight. It is not there. It will pull up in front of the house. Switzerland lies 4, looking for a way to steal this game away from the Italians.
Wenn er da kommt, kommt er auch da. Ja, voll. Ist gut.
Right now, the in-turn draw seems like
Willst du mehr?
the only really makeable shot for the game here, so Switzerland will try and take it away. It's a big mistake by Italy. Coming up shy there.
Yeah, if Italy win, Italy and Switzerland both do qualify. Obviously, if Switzerland win, they would go through in a higher ranked position, and it rules Italy out and lets Scotland in. So Scotland will be hoping and praying for a Swiss win right now.
Not sure how much Yannick Schwaller is thinking about the different scenarios at the moment. He's only got one thing in mind, and that's to win this game.
Okay, easy. Whoa, plats! Men got jumped. Whoa!
Throwing a wide guard here to just take away the draw. Is it heavy? It is heavy. This needed to pull shy of the house. It's coming right in. That will leave the draw for Italy. If that just stops anywhere on the Le Gruyère logo, it is really tough to see how Italy actually scores.
Just overthrew it.
Maybe thought it was going to be a bit slower, coming wider there.
Yeah.
Or maybe just the heart racing a bit as well. Italy need to make the draw. Score one, extra end. Usually pretty cool under pressure. Joel Retornaz has been in the game for a long time. First came onto the scene in 2006 at home, playing the Olympics in Turin. Has really improved as a curler in recent years. But this one is hanging and running just like Schwaller's draw. Will it curl enough? I am not sure if it will swing enough to sit in time for the point and the extra end. Will it? It will. Ooh.
Wow.
Just enough for Italy. We go one more.
The drama continues.
Last end of the round robin is just a moment away. Don't go anywhere.
Allora, cominciamo. Dai, alta prima. Ok, linea buona.
Italy, Switzerland, here in Helsingborg, Sweden, for the Le Gruyère AOP European Curling Championships 2019. It's the extra end. Everyone's watching, especially so the other teams in the competition. It's pretty clean cut. Only two scenarios left. Italy win or Switzerland win. And from what I can tell, Sweden, of course, already through. Undefeated. We just have a look at this tech shot as well. It's not made, so Koifler not able to open that center line for Switzerland. Italy with the guard to play with as they seek to steal. Well, it is a bit of a mess, but essentially, if Switzerland win this, Sweden, of course, ranked 1. Switzerland would be ranked 2. Denmark would come through as 3rd, and Scotland 4th. So Switzerland would play Denmark in a semi-final with a win. If Italy wins, it is Sweden through, then Italy second, Norway comes in a third, and then Switzerland fourth. So for Switzerland, if they lose, they're still through, but they will have to play the undefeated Swedes in a semi-final. I think they'd much rather take Denmark.
Yeah, but you've got Norway, Scotland, Denmark, all on the sidelines, wanting different results here.
Yep. Whoa. Yep.
Forward. Good fight.
Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Yep. Yep. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Comes around into the house. It's a mistake as Switzerland now makes a play on that rock. Keeps a shooter. That could be the winning point. You never know.
Yeah, definitely. So they really need to get cover up here.
Linea buona. Linea buona per 3. Linea molto buona per 3. Possiamo finirla.
Well, I always read the scenarios, Rona, but I think I'll always wait for the umpires to make the official statement at the end of the game. But it seems pretty clean cut.
It does. So many teams are affected by this result.
Clean. Yep.
Well, that's a great
clean
experience to take into the playoffs. You really get to test your nerve here.
Ja, ik mag clean en dan mag zo.
So Italy has one rock to guard.
Due più, due.
Due meno, due.
Abbiamo un po' di spazio.
Due.
Can't afford a single mistake. Need to make all their shots here. And then still, Switzerland will have the last rock to try and win the game. This one doesn't curl enough. Will Switzerland take on the double? They will.
They will.
Gets the chance here. Romano Meyer could win it right here, essentially.
Nee.
Right off.
Yep.
Don't think it's there. Ooh, it's a good call by Schwaller to sweep that one and not take out their own. Amos Mosaner.
Linea buona. Tienila su un po'.
Due più.
Ok, linea ok. Tienila lì.
A bronze medal last year at the Europeans. Would love to make it through and improve on that result.
Giù, Rama.
Sweepers
Rama, giù.
right off of this one.
Giù, sulla center.
It's coming a bit deep. Not curling again. Chance for a double. You see Sweden in behind. They're safe, but Ross Patterson here, skip of Scotland, smiling on the outside, but I'm sure he's pretty nervous on the inside. It's not a good feeling having to rely on others.
It's out of your hand, you have no control.
Oh. Mistake by Switzerland, going for the double, but runs it back, leaves the guard, and Italy with shot stone just biting the 8-foot.
Yeah, this could be the chance. Italy need.
Abbiamo ancora un time out per l'extend.
Sì, giochiamo sulla T.
Abbiamo un time out per l'extend.
Ok.
Time out.
Va bene.
Timeout?
Yeah, they get a new timeout for the extra end. The timer's reset as well. Denmark also looking on. I think trying to figure out the scenarios for themselves here.
Giochi guardia, lui gioca la doppia pila.
It's not nice for the players on the ice after knowing that people are watching, either wanting them to win or lose.
That's the game. Claudio Pescia will make his way to the away end and join the team. Just trying to plan out the rest of this extra. What's the next few moves? See the standings again. Lots of teams sitting at 5 wins. And again, Italy wins. We have Sweden, Italy, Norway, Switzerland through. And if Switzerland wins, it's Sweden, Switzerland, Denmark,
Ok, ma non è l'ultimo adesso,
Scotland.
quindi...
No, è che dico, se metti la guardia lui probabilmente gioca solo il pin.
Sulla T-line direi, un buon punto sulla T-line. Però dietro la gialla, non dietro...
And it's all based on head-to-head game results, then draw shot ranking.
Se siamo buoni con la seconda guardia, lui comunque continua a aprire. No, cioè non è che lui poi entra. Se siamo perfetti, tanto dice le due non le tolgo. Che dici? Ci chiama un'altra guardia? Vabbè.
Allineata con la gialla, chiaro.
Sì.
Anche a me piace guardia.
Claudio Pescia has represented Italy 5 times as a skip at the European Championships. Of course, also pretty well known for playing with Ralf Streckley of Switzerland. Here is Thomas Ulsrud, skip of Norway, Ross Patterson, skip of Scotland. They're all looking on.
There's still 6 teams that could be playing in the semi-finals.
And it's all down to half an end of curling.
I'm nervous for them.
La linea un po'. Linea tanto stretta. Solo passare. Tanto stretta linea.
They decide to play a guard here, Italy.
Kelly.
Un po' di separazione, adesso non mi dispiace.
Get the high guard on.
Meine Turn, Roger.
Innen hätte ich gesagt.
Gut.
Gell, wenn er nicht schön gerade spielt, zieht er schon weg.
Ja. Das Eis, ja.
Es sind 3/4, Michi.
Gut.
Well, that mistake put Switzerland in a bit of trouble here in the extra. Can Mikael Brunner tidy up here?
You wonder there with the 2 stones whether that was the one chance for Italy to come around.
Yep.
Put it on the edge of the button and just keep guarding.
Close here, Brunner. 1, 2, 3. Oh, what a shot by Mikael Brunner. Attaboy, says Schraller. Oh, I think that is going to clinch it for the Swiss. What does Italy have left here? Not much. Absolute perfection.
Great shot.
Punto, 8-5.
Don't skip rocks here. No guards. Just a couple of rocks on the side of the house here.
8-9. Riusciamo ad arrivare a 8? Devi giocare un po' se puoi.
From thinking he might have had 2 rocks to draw behind. He now has none. And this one just coming up just a tiny bit deep as well. Will sit open just for shot stone though.
It's so hard for Italy. They had a good setup there and called the time out. We were thinking they were maybe going to have some cover, and all of a sudden it's wiped away and your heart just sinks.
Spitze.
Got nothing else to bury behind.
Schwaller. I'll just peel this red out. You don't want to sit around here and leave a pocket for Italy. No problem there. And I think the same draw again for Italy. Freeze the back yellow.
These two people are happy right now because the way the situation is. If Switzerland win, it will be Scotland and Denmark that benefit. And unfortunately, Norway don't.
Make the freeze on the back here, maybe for Switzerland to play a draw. But if it's not perfect, you might just see Schwaller just try and blast it out of there. We'll have another yellow on the wide side of the house for the point in the win.
It's a better line this time. A really good shot.
Yeah, tiny bounce. So, what do you play? The peel.
The peel.
No hesitation.
You say that shot that hung in the wing could be the saviour to win the game.
Just needed to curl half a foot more there. And I think you would see Schwaller play the draw. So this is a fairly makeable shot. You don't miss these very often in practice, just very different when it's a last stone of the extra end with everyone watching.
Yep. Whoa. Yep. Nice. Clean, clean.
Last stone of the round robin here. On its way down will peel the red rock. There you go, Switzerland wins. And that should be enough for Scotland to make it through. Denmark as well.
Well played.
Switzerland, of course, through. And Italy will be denied the chance to build on their bronze from last season. Elation for the Swiss, 7-5 final score.
The round robin stage of the 2019 Gruyère AOP Men's European Championship has now been completed. In first place is Sweden. In second place is Switzerland. In third place is Denmark. In fourth place is Scotland.
So we have it official.
In the playoff games this evening at 1900 hours, Sweden will play Scotland and Switzerland will play Denmark. Thank you.
There we go. Semi-finals. That's official. We're just gonna take a moment, rewind the time just a tiny bit, look back at the featured game this morning. It was Scotland and Sweden. Sixth end. Ross Patterson trying to take away the end with a freeze. This comes up a bit heavy, leaves a tiny bit of room for Adine to come down and try to tap the redstone back. Will do so, scores a 3. A really good shot by Team Sweden. And the seventh end, Sweden lying 3. And Ross Patterson with no other choice than to played the nose hit for the single point. Shots made, but they would trail Sweden by 2. A blank in the 8th, taking us to the 9th end. Scotland with a draw around the guards, just popping out the other side. So Edin again with a chance to pick it clean. No problem. And 2 points on the board for Sweden. Also a 7-3 win. And they stay perfect this week here in Helsingborg. 9 wins. Here are all the scores from this draw. Denmark beating Germany 7-5. Russia with a 6-3 win on England. Norway edging out Netherlands 5-4. And also Switzerland with that extra end win over Italy. There will be some team meetings now to determine last draw, colour, so on. For the semi-finals tonight, we take a look at the men's standings. Sweden, of course, ranked number 1 with the 9-win record. Switzerland, Denmark, and Scotland will join them. So we see that Sweden then will play Scotland again in the 1-4 game. Switzerland will play Denmark in the 2 versus 3 game. And of course, the winners will move on to the gold medal match, and the losers will drop into the bronze.
Nicholas, many congratulations. Before that game, you had qualified in for spot. Does that change how you approached that game?
Maybe a little bit. We tried to really get good control of the ice and the rock situation before going into the playoffs to have a good choice of color and knowing what rocks we want to play. So that was a side focus, so to speak, but we also wanted to play a really good game, and we knew it was going to be tough to beat the Scottish guys. They played really well, and we haven't beat them so far this year.
And will your game plan change much now that you're into the playoffs?
Not at all. I think we've played the same kind of strategy the whole event so far, and the ice was a little keener now, so worked even better. It was easier to play, so just be prepared for that in the start of the game. We had a few draws that didn't curl enough and a few too heavy, so just dial in a little bit better at practice next game.
And what will you do between now and the semi-final to relax?
A few interviews, and got to go eat and then get a massage hopefully, so not a lot of time, so hopefully we can just keep this momentum going, I think, into the semi-final. Not too much rest.
Well, congratulations. 9 wins out of 9. Good luck in the semis.
Thank you so much for watching. That concludes the round robin here in Helsingborg. The playoff games, semi-finals, medal games left to go. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned.